Hi, welcome to Snowbutter Lifestyle. If you are new here, my name is Donna. I raised 6 kids, ages 28 to 39. My son will be 40 in June, like a week and a half from now. I work full-time remote for a tech company, and I started my health journey in November of 2023 and got titrated up to 5 milligrams in February of 2024. Thank you so much for watching. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank those that keep coming back. Thank you so much. Thank you for comments. Thank you for likes. Thank you for continuing to watch. It really does help my overall journey to know that there's other people in the same situation that come to watch and contribute. And even if you don't have time to comment, I appreciate when you guys do like, because that does help me some. All right, so what did I do this week? After 3 weeks of being exactly the same, 231 pounds, I am up. I put on a pound or two. I am 232.6 or 232.6 at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And then like at 8 o'clock in the morning, I was 233 something. I'm like, what the heck? I'm putting on weight, just during the day. So I think I have no idea what's going on, but this was not a great week for weight. And after 3 weeks of being like on a plateau, I was a little disappointed that I went up versus down. But I had a fantastic week. And my daughter came to visit on Sunday. We went to see my mom in the nursing home. We had a little celebration for her. And my brother, who's 59. My mom's 81. My brother's 59. Their birthdays are in May. So we did a little family get-together to celebrate their birthdays and Mother's Day. And it was fantastic. It was phenomenal. I really enjoyed being able to get together. And my brother he just moved to Arizona in January, and he lived in California where we're from. I lived in California for 33 years. I lived in San Jose. It's where I raised my kids. And he just moved here. My sister's here. I'm here. Now he's here. So yeah, he moved here just at the beginning of January. So it was nice to see him. I hadn't seen him for 5 or 6 years because when we went to pick up my mom during the pandemic, at the start of like March 15th, 2020, my sister and I drove to California to pick up my mom and bring her back here so she would be safe, because she was not going to have a roof over her head. So I picked her up, brought her here, and she stayed with me for 4 years. And now she fell, and she is in the nursing home. So we're all here except for a brother. One brother is not living here. So anyway, so we did the little party, and that was awesome. I had a piece of cake. I haven't had cake in gosh knows how long, but it was good. And then we went on Tuesday and took my brother out to a movie for his birthday, and we saw Thunderbolts. And then on Wednesday night before my daughter headed home, we went and saw Into the Woods, which was really nice. And I'll post a picture as well so you can see. There's also pictures on my community tab if you want to see more. But we went, and that was the woman that played the witch was phenomenal. Was oh gosh, what was her name? Alyssa Chiarello played the witch, and yeah, she was really, really, really fantastic, and she did really good with a couple of the songs in there. So we did that. The big, I had a non-scale victory at that moment. It was awesome. I was able to sit in the theater seat without going home with bruised hips. I talked about this before, but I did Sweet Adelines before the pandemic, 2018, 2019, and I was at my biggest. I was 320 at the time, 320. And I can remember going to the show, going to the performances, the competition for it, and we were sitting in the theater seats, and I went home one night and was bruised so badly because I was so big. And I just remember crying that night because it was just um, not wonderful. So we went and saw the play, and I sat in the seat, and I fit in the seat, no problem, no spilling into anybody else's seat, and no bruises. So to me, after living at 300 to 320 for decades, it was huge. Even though I didn't lose any weight this week, I actually put on a pound or two. I was just absolutely tickled that that was my experience at the time. And so happy about that. So what am I going to do this week? I am a little worried I'm going in the wrong direction, especially after I had 3 weeks. So going to get my blood work, make sure my A1C and everything else is cool and good, and I'm in good shape, number one. So I will do that because the 5 milligrams that I'm on has been maintaining. Pardon me, let me take a quick sip. The where I'm at, the 5 milligrams Mounjaro has been doing fine for keeping me, but I want to double check and make sure there's nothing else that could be affecting my weight other than the fact that I'm not working out. And I know that that's a big key to it. I'm going to try to get a couple strength training sessions in this week. I keep saying that, but I am going to have to push myself. We have meds that help us with our GLP-1, that help us with our hormones, but we don't have anything that provides the motivation or, I don't know, the ability to get up and just work out. Where I've been in such a habit of just sitting for work, sitting for watching TV. All the stuff that I enjoy doing as hobbies is sitting. So this is going to take some strength on my part to actually do it and do it in a consistent manner. I understand, trust me, I understand what's happening with my muscles because I'm not doing the strength training. You know why I understand? I understand because I watched my mom, whose muscles they've atrophied. I mean, she fell and broke her hip, and then after she fell and broke her hip, she didn't get the PT that she needed because she had an infection that she couldn't go to PT for. And now, a year later, she's not able to get out of her hospital bed. She has to be hoyered. She has to be helped. So I am completely aware that building my muscle and doing the strength training is key. And so this week I'm going to try to push myself a little harder, and instead of just looking at my weights that are under my TV, doing something about it. This week I was spending time with my daughter, and I wanted to spend that time, so I didn't start anything. I could have, but I didn't. I'm planning on doing that this week. Hopefully that'll help. Hopefully that will shake me out of this, what feels to be, it's a plateau, a stalemate. It's been a month. 1 or 2 weeks, I wouldn't have been worried. A month, I'm starting to get a little worried because I'm going in the wrong direction. Get my blood work, talk to my doctor. I'm looking at my nutrition. I'm going to post in my community posts a bunch of charts that I created from what is the name of my app again? I always forget. It's Fit something that I use for tracking. And I've been tracking for over a year now, for 389 days. Hold on a second. My FitnessPal. So I exported the data from my FitnessPal into Excel and then had ChatGPT create some, and that's for me. I'm a little bit too much with the data. It's what I do for a living, with all the data and stuff. But I just was curious to see if my levels of protein that I'm eating, the amount of calories I'm eating versus, one day to the next, if that's affecting my weight loss, because I suspect I am not getting enough of either protein or calories. Someone mentioned in my last video that, maybe I should do, add a couple hundred calories a day for a week or so. Because I looked, I got the data, I have been in a deficit for over a year. I did not realize that it was that long, but I have been in a deficit for over a year. And I can imagine that my body is like, okay, you need more calories. So I'm going to try to be more cognizant of the fact that I am not getting enough calories in and I'm not working out. So those are two things that I'm going to try over the next week or two, plus my blood work, to try and shake myself out of this. I don't know. Is it the stall? Is it the plateau? I am convinced, and I will talk to my doctor about it. It's not this. I don't need to. Oh, Fozzie, stop, buddy. What's the matter? Come here. I don't have to titrate up, but I could be wrong. Let's see what my blood work looks like. If it's still managing my A1C and my blood pressure and everything else, it doesn't make sense for me to titrate up. It just makes sense for me to come up with some solutions like I talked about last week around the issue. Come here, baby. Come on, baby. You're such a good boy. Okay, so that said, I did do a little chat GPT thingy because I'd like to have a topic that I can talk to you guys about, and then we can discuss it in the comments if you want to. Just if you're feeling like it, you can comment or just make sure to like before you leave. Okay, so why I don't start over anymore and what I do instead is what they suggested. All right, and we've talked about this before. The danger of all or nothing mentality. And that is, I think I'm getting better at the all or nothing mentality. It's still a challenge because even though we're taking the meds and it's helping us with the food noise and the appetite suppressant, it doesn't fix everything else. It doesn't fix the emotional stuff. It doesn't fix our histories or the things we're dealing with, how we were raised or experience that we've had. It doesn't fix all that. So those are the things that we, along with taking the meds and eating the appropriate stuff, the appropriate foods, and doing the workouts. And one of my big things is the all or nothing. This week I gained weight. This week I'm sitting there, fighting former Donna, who would have said, why are you even trying? You haven't been losing any weight for a month. Why are you still doing this? And former Donna would have said, yeah, let's order something in. Let's have the things that we're not supposed to be eating, let's eat all kinds of stuff and let's just not care. And that's not this Donna anymore. So it says, striving for perfection leads to burnout. Skipping one workout used to derail your whole week. Okay, I haven't worked out in a while. I was working out and then I stopped. I would work out and stop. For me, it's the consistency in the workout. I've been consistent with food. I've been consistent with water. I've been consistent with protein. I've been consistent with a lot of things, but I have not been consistent with workout. Start it, stop it. Start it, stop it. So that's, again, the all or nothing thing. I either do it or I don't do it. And what I need to do is not kick myself for not, for having a day when I don't do it. Okay, fine, I do it the next day, or I do it the next day. So that's one of the things I'm still working on. I'm still challenged by is this all or nothing mentality. And I think there's a lot of us out there that, and here's what it says, the message: progress happens in the gray zone, not in black and white thinking. That's a really good point. It's true. For me, it was always, I was either doing really well, like I've said before, the Weight Watchers, and I would do really well, lose the 50 pounds in the first few months, perfect. Then I would screw up somehow. I would eat too much. I would order in. I would do something that would ruin what I'd just done the previous 3 days. And then it would be a starting over. I'm going to start over on Monday. Maybe it happened on Wednesday. And so I would go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday and eat whatever I wanted and not pay any attention and not take care of myself. And then Monday would come and I would start again. And then Tuesday I would screw up, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, So that was a really concerning thing for me to be doing. And now it's not as much of an issue. I'll have to say when I got on the scale and I was up, I was like, I had to talk myself through. I had to remind myself, you're down 80 pounds. You sat in a theater seat without bruising. Your clothes went from size 26, 28 to size 20. You're much lighter. You feel better. You look better. You eat better. You are doing okay. And that's something that we need to tell ourselves. Okay, so the next thing it says, okay, so the first thing was the danger of all or nothing mentality, which I tend to have. Why starting over Monday sets you back, which we just talked about. Okay, so waiting to reset creates a cycle of delay and guilt. You're never starting over, you're just continuing with experience, which is exactly it. That's where I'm at now. I still have to talk myself through it. I still have to deal with former Donna in the back of my head, just trying desperately to change my mindset, to make me feel like I'm a horrible human being for not having the willpower, for not, and that's not the case anymore because I do eat healthily. Even my daughter said when she was here, I was making something for us to eat. She says, Mom, you eat so healthy now. And keep in mind, this is the child that I raised. So for her to recognize and see how I am eating these days is phenomenal. It really affects the way you deal with things on a regular basis. So you're never starting over. You're just continuing with experience. Get out of that mindset. That's why I'm not a fan of the taking a cheat day or taking the weekends off. I don't know that I personally could handle it. Maybe it works for some people, but for me, it's like every single day you want to try and eat the best you can. And if that means you might have a meal that's not quite in line with your usual meals, this is okay. I had a piece of cake. I haven't had cake in over a year and a half. But it was a special occasion and my sister had baked it and I wanted her to know that, and I wanted to participate in the event and have a piece of cake. So I had a half a piece of cake. And, former Donna would have been, oh, well, that's it. That cake was blah, blah, X amount of calories and all that fat and da, da, da. And so now you're going to have to wait till Monday to start over. This Donna doesn't do that anymore. This Donna says, that was really good cake. Okay, my next meal is going to be high in protein. Not the next day, my next meal or the next thing that I eat, versus, and not trying to kick myself too much for taking that opportunity. Okay, so the third one, how I recover from an off day with grace. All right. Yeah. So it wasn't an off day. I just had a piece of cake. But I said I had a piece of cake. Great. And then, like I said, next meal was something higher protein. Maybe I drank more water, things like that. And it says here, bounce back steps could be hydration, sleep, and a mindset shift. That's what I'm working on, is shifting my mindset from former Donna, 320-pound Donna, having had, and I'm using the cake just as an example, But having had the cake, and former Donna, like I said, would have been really upset, kicked herself, said that was it, I ruined it, that's the end of the diet for this week. So I'm going to wait and start over on Monday, and then that Monday would never come. The next Monday or the starting over would never happen. Or I would be so guilty and upset with myself that I would just not even try. So that was part of it. So you want to avoid extremes like starvation or over-exercising to counter what, if you have a bad week, maybe you had a little bit too many calories, you had a little bit too much carbs, you had a little bit too much. That does not mean that you starve yourself or punish yourself for having a moment. It's not the end of the world, I swear. It truly isn't. And so that's one of the things that I'm working on for myself. Because, before the GLP-1s, before the ability to take a medicine that helped you with the food noise and the appetite suppressant, we were constantly being told that we were weak, didn't have the willpower, didn't have the ability to do what was needed. Oh, look at me, I'm over here and I'm able to, other people, I'm able to control my eating. I'm able to control this. I exercise all the time. And look at you, you're not able to control how much you eat. You can't control, you don't work out. You're lazy. You have no willpower. I could go on and on. You don't want me to open up that Pandora's box. But at the same time, we need to learn not to kick ourselves or give ourselves a hard time in those moments when, we have a little extra. We're allowed. My big goal is just putting better stuff in my body, eating things that are, no, one of the other big things, and I think I've mentioned before, vegetables. Vegetables are working out in vegetables. I've gotten really good about protein. I've gotten really good about water. I've gotten really good about, a lot of different things that former Donna would not have even considered. I am doing so much better in that regard. But I still have issues with eating vegetables. I've got a freezer full of vegetables that I bought. I am not in the habit of adding vegetables as a side. And so that's one of the things I want to work on, because vegetables have fiber and they're good for you. Fruit's not a problem. I love my fruit. I love my berries and I love my bananas and my grapes. And even though bananas and grapes are not great for diabetics, but I eat it in limited amounts. But pineapple, love pineapple. I love fruit, but I have a really hard time with vegetables. So that's one of the things that I need to work on in terms of improving overall and making this lifestyle sustainable, and that I'll be able to maintain when I get to that point. All right, so it says here, the mindset shift that changed everything. I'm treating my journey as a long-term lifestyle, and it changes how I react to slip-ups. No longer aim to fix anything, stay in the flow. So yeah, I kind of talked about that a little bit, but it's long-term, and I've said this to a couple other people who have approached me outside of my videos, that this is a marathon. It is not a sprint, and it's something I have to remind myself when I have periods of time like this, when I'm in a stall, when I'm in a plateau, when I'm not losing weight, there's nothing to fix necessarily. There's improvements. I need to work out, I need to, I don't think I really need to make a whole lot of changes in my nutrition, just the vegetables, I think. And I probably could add just a smidge more protein in my day, because I've noticed after I put that data through the charts and everything that I'm not eating as much protein as I thought I was. I want to keep it limited because I don't want to harm myself by having too much protein, but I want to at least do 100 grams of protein a day, and I'm not reaching that. I think I'm reaching about 80 to 90, so I'm going to pay more attention to that sort of thing as well. But I'm not looking to fix. I'm just looking to improve on top of what I'm already doing, and that's something that we all can do. Okay, and the last thing is that daily anchors that keep me grounded. So my daily anchors are water. I drink a lot of water. I drink, like I said, I drink 3 of these 40-ounce tumblers every day. Now, I have to say that I'm kind of sort of lying because I didn't drink as much when my daughter was visiting as I normally do, only because I got distracted and wasn't really paying attention. But I think I did at least 2 a day during that time. It says 10-minute walk. I haven't gotten myself to that point. Let me finish that off, and then I'm going to tell you something else that I'm planning on doing. Prep 1 solid meal, it says. I really need to do, I'm not going to necessarily do meal prep because it's just me, but I am planning on making more ingredients that are available, like cooking up some veggies and having them ready to go, cutting up my fruit and putting them so that they can last. Like I have fruit, fresh things that'll keep the fruit longer. So like yesterday I cut up all the strawberries that I got. So I need to do more stuff like prepping ingredients. So I have more ingredients available so that I can put stuff together. And here it says, reflect in a journal. Explain how these low bar habits keep momentum going without pressure. So I don't tend to journal. I do track all my food, but I don't talk about how I'm feeling or how things are going or anything else. And I'm not sure I can fit that in my day, but it might be a solution for someone who does tend to put their information on paper anyway. I don't tend to. Okay, so the point of this is it's okay to have off days. We all have off days. This morning was really kind of struggling when I got on the scale and I was up, but there's been so much positive that has happened over the last 15 months. I was able to talk myself out of it. I wasn't distraught. I was just kind of concerned. So I'm going to try and figure out what's going on here, if in fact they determine that this 5 milligram is not working for my A1C, then yes, I will titrate up. But if it's still working for my A1C, then I'm not considering going up, and I'm going to have to look at what I'm doing, because like we talked about, somebody said to me on my last video that maybe it's just, I'm within 50 to 60 pounds of my goal weight, and the first 80 pounds was just a little easier. Plus, I've been on it. This will be shot 64. So I've been on for multiple weeks, over a year now. So there's a possibility it's going to go a little slower, which is okay. Now my focus has to be, it should have been my focus before. I'll say that right now before anybody says it in the comments. I should have been doing strength training like months ago. So a year ago. I should have done it from the get-go, and I did not. So take heed and take that as, if you're just getting started, absolutely start with strength training from the get-go. Absolutely. I did it off and on. I didn't do it consistent. It hasn't become a regular part of my day-to-day, and it's something I really need to do. And I may have probably done all kinds of damage to myself in the meantime. But in the meantime, I'm going to try to get started with doing that on a regular basis. So, what's one thing you do when you don't feel like starting over? What are things that you do when you have a meal or a day or even a week when you struggled, how do you get yourself back on track? You know, I'd really love to hear what you are doing. Okay, so that's our discussion for today. What I try to do is I do this once a week, and then talk to you guys about it. I really enjoy the conversations that we have in the comments. So keep them coming. Now, what I'm going to do, feel free to head out, but I'm just going to show you a couple things I got this week. Some of it is related to, to my weight journey, and some is not. These are little candle bulbs that I bought. I have a, a chandelier in here in my dining room. And so I just got some little bulbs, and hopefully they'll fit. I'll let you know if they fit. They're just these little, please don't fall out because that would so suck. All right. Yeah, they're just little. Are you going to come out for me? My dog is over there freaking out. Yeah, I can't really get it out. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't want to break them, but they're just little, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need 5 of them. And we'll see how that does because it's been dying slowly. Bulbs have been not popping, but going out. And I also got last week, I think it was last week, I was talking about my boiled eggs, and someone said, "Oh, I love my Dash." You know, I said I've been thinking about getting it, but I'd never really put it on the list. And keep in mind, I don't need a lot because it's just me. I don't have any kids. I don't have anybody living with me. So I got myself, but I've been buying the boiled eggs because I do use them. But I've been finding that it's hard to get them from Walmart. So this is adorable. I got it in the green, like teal color because my wall is red. You see how my wall is red? It's red all the way down. And my entire this wall goes all the way to the front door, and it's red. And I like to get teal to kind of complement it because it's the complementary color for that. So this is cute. Look at that. It has a little lid on it. Can I open it? Probably gonna make me. How do I? All right, so you twist it and take the lid off. So that's cute. And then it's got, I don't know what this is for. Oh, it's a measuring cup. It's a little measuring cup, so that's cute. I don't know what all these little things are for. I'll post a link in the bottom if anybody's looking to. Has a little plate, 2 sides on it. And here's the thing that holds the eggs. I don't know if you see that. Yeah. And yeah, so that, I think you can make like, you can put eggs in there. What's it say? To ensure the easy release of eggs, grease the cooking accessories, which is misspelled, with a small amount of cooking oil prior to cooking. Oh, okay. So it looks like you can put eggs. So I think this will be a neat little addition for me because I won't take out a pot to boil a bunch of eggs. I only normally need about 6, half a dozen during the week, and that's all I'm going to eat. So I got that. So thank you to the one that said they love their Dash. I've been thinking about, but I finally kind of buckled down and bought it. I bought this because, let me see if I can get it out. Okay, so I just bought a little thing so that I can plug some stuff USB-wise in the kitchen. So this is going to go in the kitchen. So I just got that. And it's got like 3 USB and a USB-C. And it's a wall outlet but I have a lot more kitchen items that are USB. So, and as example of what items I have is USB, I got a new frother, milk frother, that I thought was absolutely gorgeous, but look, it's got USB. So if I want to keep it next to my stuff, I need to have so I thought that was the reason I bought this, because I have the little $5 ones, are real cheap, is you can take this out. Of course, it's going to make me look silly. Does it? Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, but you can replace it. I'm not sure how. I don't want to bust it right here. But I bought like 3 other ones, and that way when I'm making my creamies or my protein pudding or whatever, and I thought the color was really pretty. It's got some teal with a little bit of pink, and I got that, and I think that's it. Oh, and I got a couple glass tumblers, because my sister, let's see where it is. I had my sister print a little cricket thing, a little vinyl, and this says singing, it's cheaper than therapy. And so what I'm going to do is put it, see if I can get this open. I should have brought my scissors. And I think I might be able to rip this off. But I got 2 of those, and I should be able to do glass, what you call them? 2 glass tumblers that I'm going to use for either water or for making my proffies. I don't know if I'm going to drink 40 ounces worth of coffee. So I haven't even opened this yet. Let's see. Where's the opening? Come here, you. Does it go this way? Huh. Challenged. Challenged. Yeah, I might dump this if I can't get it to open. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let's move this over there. Kind of excited about the egg thingy. That should be pretty cool. Okay. So let's see what they look like. And I got that. Okay, so it has a little cleaner thing, a couple. No, these are not glass, I don't think. Are these glass? Huh. Couple straws. And let's see what these look like, because I haven't even taken them out of the box. So let's take them out of the box and let's see if they're any good. And that's where I'm going to put the thing that my sister printed for me. Hopefully it'll fit. I didn't really give her any what she calls dims before, so it may not fit. I might have to get another. Oh, this is actually not bad. Let's see what the glass looks like. Oh, okay, that's pretty slick. Then you guys see that? Yeah, so I'm going to use that for, and I'm wondering if will my thingy fit that she printed for me? Oh, that's not bad. It looks like it'll fit. Haha. So I have to figure out how to do the transfer tape and transfer it on there. But I thought that was kind of neat. And I might have her do a couple more for me of different sayings and stuff. So that is what I got this week. Thank you so much to the person who said, hey, I like my dash. And I've been meaning to get glass tumblers for like a couple months now, and I just went ahead and did it. And I think that's, ooh, I'm going to break it. Did I crack it? No, I didn't. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. All right, so I'm going to clean up my mess. So, thank you so much. I went a little long today. I will put timestamp on here so that those who want to see what I got can see it, and those who don't can just go. But don't forget to hit like on the way out, please. And if you like this sort of content, please hit subscribe. All right. Thank you so much, guys. All right. Bye-bye.